It's Friday. Yeah. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. We have a Twinkie for you this morning.
and
And she's laughing. Snausages. Oh my God. Get it all out of the way now. Get it all out of the way now. Get it all out.
Global, yeah, avoided owls. It's on. There we go. Blech, there.
Hoot, hoot.
Ooda.
Ooda. Oh my God. Let the ranting commence. Yes. Yes. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Tom Loki. With me today, of course, is my co-host, Dave Bob, and a special guest, the lovely lady, Arwen Avalon. Welcome, Arwen.
Megavonin, y'all. Megavonin. Hey. How's it going?
Good morning, Valhalla.
And we are going to talk about something that broke yesterday, of course. And already the woke mob is calling you ists. They've got their fingers pointed at you, Valhalla, and they are calling you ists, obes, Yahtzees, because they came out with a very different kind of dwarf that's got gold flakes in her hair. I guess it's gold dandruff. We're gonna look at that here in just a minute. We've got the pictures ready. We've got it all set up this morning. I can't believe what I saw yesterday. Before we go over these photos that broke yesterday, I want to get y'all's thoughts on. And we'll go around the room. I want to get y'all's thoughts on what you know. What is your experience with Lord of the Rings, and what is it after you saw what you saw yesterday? So we'll start with Arwen and we'll go down to Dave Bob, and then we'll do me.
Okay. Experience with Lord of the Rings. Well, it's probably one of my favorite stories ever. Aside from The Hobbit, obviously, but same author, so it's same connection. So what the hell? It all goes together. I only saw the picture of Galadriel, and my heart just sunk. I went, "Oh no, they're going there." But the gold flake dwarf chick, I didn't see this morning until on your thumbnail.
The queen of the dwarves.
Where's her beard?
Yeah. Yeah. Where's their beard? Y'all got excuse me this morning. I have a cold, so I'm struggling. But yeah, that's oh God, no. That's no. This is going to be interesting to say the least. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I love it, and I want them to honor Tolkien, and I'm not seeing that. So, but you know what? Well, we can talk about that in more detail. But yeah, Lord of the Rings has been by my side for a very, very long time. And I love that story. And there's so much to mine. There's so much you could do with it. And I think they've taken a left turn. But anyway. So, yeah, that's it for me right now. I'm reserving judgment till I see the rest of the stills.
Well, honestly, I'm probably one of the least qualified to even comment on this, but I've never seen the movies, but I did read the books a long time ago when I was a teenager, which is probably pretty close to 50 years ago. And I enjoyed the books, love the books, and love the lore. And I can still remember, just from reading it in the descriptions when I was that young, just the descriptions of and everything just brought everything into my mind. I mean, I could just picture it with my mind's eye. So, while I don't have any experience with the movies, I do know the story. And looking at what they're putting out there on the internet right now, I can tell you, it looks to me like they're just trying to troll people, especially with, some of the comments they've been making, with the ist and the obes and whatnot. And I have a feeling it's going to backfire on them. This might not go quite the way they planned, But I'm going to reserve judgment until they actually show it. I think it's coming sometime in September or something like that.
All right. Brian Dawes with the $5 super chat says, my religion is being blasphemed. Watching a minute of this would be like watching someone kick my dog. I am out. I will take that burden for you. I will watch the show into Mordor. I guess call me the ring bearer.
Oh my God, Loki! Yes, you're the ring bearer. Yes.
I will bear this burden. Brian Dodge. Thank you for that $5 super chat. I'm gonna pull up a picture here.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna be watching this, and I'm gonna. This shit's gonna be reviewed.
That's right.
This is the first show that I've seen that I've been like, I'm gonna be there every damn moment, and I'm gonna talk about every second. Oh yeah.
Archer Collin brings up a pretty good point.
The dwarves who live so deep down they probably don't even know what the sun is still have sufficient melanin to protect against high-level solar radiation.
Yeah, well.
I'm wondering, I've got it. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got it zoomed in on the gold dandruff. Yes. Let me back out here. Okay. Is this Durin's wife? Is this Durin? You know, this Durin spoke. That is the name of the dwarves. Are they trying to tell us that this is Durin's wife?
My God.
Got me.
See, okay, now I'm seeing her in all her glory. And what the hell? No.
Someone give me a magic marker. I need to paint a beard on that. I can't keep my hand away from it.
I don't understand.
So Durin was supposed to have red hair. He was based more off like Irish. Mm-hmm. You could almost say that the dwarf from the Iron Hills that we saw in The Hobbit was more akin to what Durin would look like.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I'm pulling him up right now, Durin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, the dwarves, and you know, I admit a lot of it let's call it for what it is. It's heavily influenced by Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Their style, their culture, their design. And, you know, I mean, he mined a lot of that from the books, okay, to get their feel, to get their, God, I'm not even thinking right this morning, but y'all know what I mean, okay? I'm sorry. She looks like, is she Egyptian? Is she African? You know, and I'm not talking about her race. I'm talking about her style of dress. Everything from the hair to the collar. The collar is very Egyptian. The little pyramids running down her boobies. I mean, the whole, you know, the bracelets, the whole thing. This does not scream to me dwarf, not Tolkien's dwarf. This screams to me, you know, Mesopotamia, or, you know, let's go over here to Cairo, or I'm not getting a dwarven vibe. Number one. Number two, I'm not gonna point out the obvious, but y'all see it. Can y'all see it? Is it just me? And then
nope.
The gold flakes, the gold flakes with the, you know, and if they did, okay, they couldn't do mithril flakes because then that really would look like dandruff.
Well,
if they did,
the only thing I can think of is they're trying to say that they're toiling down there and the gold dust falls out of the mines into their hair. But then why is she so clean otherwise?
Oh, she's got it on her hands too. If you look at her thumb, give me just a minute and I'll zoom in. Loriana Creel says, I am so pissed about this. I'm going to listen to Lord of the Rings books on Audible, then rip the crap out of this bigoted abomination when it airs on Amazon Prime. I dare them to call me an ist. I'm right there with you, Lorena.
They
I am
probably
right
will.
there with you.
If Lorena goes after them, they're dead. Lorena, you're badass. Yeah, do it, girl. Because this is just.
And good morning to you too, Lorena. So let me give me 1 second and okay, because we were wondering. This is pretty much right here where I've got this is like one of the posters, and I was like, why is there like gold paint on this person's hands?
It would have made more sense. Even though I hate the entire aesthetic of this, I just, with every fiber of my being, and y'all, I'm right fresh from Boba Fett, so I'm spicy about this shit.
No, don't get started.
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to talk about Boba. I'm just stating my mindset. Okay, it would have made more sense because it just looks like she hasn't washed her hair or washed her hands. If they wanted to get fancy with the gold, they could have made have the dwarves make a gold body paint and decorate her with dwarven symbols and royal insignias and shit on her face or her arms. If that would have been wrong, and I still would have been like, y'all been smoking something. But at least it would have showed, a purposeful placement. The gold in her hair and just smudged on her hands, it just looks like she hasn't bathed.
Or she's been huffing gold flakes.
Yeah, it doesn't look purposeful. It doesn't look, symbolic or ceremonial. Ceremonial. That's the word I'm looking for. They could have done something ceremonial for the royal status of a queen.
Oh, yeah, it looks to me like it's just gaudy.
Yeah, and she's too lazy to wash her damn hands. And in the hair, no, and at first, when I very first saw that this morning, I thought, okay, she's supposed to be an elf, because all I could see was from her collar up. I'm like, damn, is she supposed to be an elf? And then I'm looking at it going, what? And then Loki's like, dwarven queen. I'm like, oh God, no.
Oh yeah, she's the queen of the dwarves. That's what was stated. She's the queen of the dwarves. That was what was thrown out in Vanity Fair's first look. All right, we are going on to the next photo.
Oh my God, sorry, guys.
Oh my stars and garters.
Sorry. What? Okay. All right. Are we still in Middle Earth, or still with the elves of Middle Earth?
I guess.
I mean, it looks like we're kind of going to The Witcher now with the Witcher elves.
Well, I really think this is going to be a combination between The Witcher, Game of Thrones, and Lord of the Rings. I think that's what they want. They're going to be rifting and copying from multiple sources here, not just Lord of the
Rings. Chris. Wow, I didn't know Don Lemont was Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God. Nearside Cyclops says looks more like a bad Vulcan cosplay.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, I'm kind of digging the chest piece there. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, but costume's great. Love
the costume. Yeah, the costume's great. Absolutely love it.
But and he's a beautiful man. Okay, so they got that right, because elves are supposed to be beautiful, most beautiful race on Middle Earth. But no, if I was just flipping through pictures and shit on the internet, how we rabbit trail, and I saw that, I would not ever in a million years say, oh look, that's Lord of the Rings. Now, do we know who he's supposed to be? Is he one of the mains, or what's his story? Who is he?
He is one of the elves that's gonna fight against
Aren't the elves supposed to be very tall?
Tall and fair
Yeah.
Yes.
is
Tall
how they're
and fair.
described. They emulate. They come from starlight. So they're supposed to be even those that are out in the sun and all that. Starlight is sacred to them, and that is what they physically also are supposed to represent. That bright white light, that starlight, and like I said,
There
he's
you go.
gorgeous, but that ain't him.
Colin asked if I could zoom in on his left arm. That's about the best I can do, Colin.
And if he's a Lothlorien, is he supposed to be like a Lothlorien elf?
No, I'm thinking wood elf, but
Wood elf. Okay, so maybe
Yeah,
from Eregion.
because of the chest piece, it looks almost like it's made of wood.
I'm just trying to place where the hell he would be. He might be an Eregion, maybe, but see, all the elves that established there, they all came from Gil-galad, and then others from Celeborn
and this
and
is
Galadriel's family.
and this is Second Age. This is going to be like from before the battle with Sauron to after. So
I see they're all kind of related, so I'm trying to place where he would come in that gene pool.
Well,
I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but still.
There's the leaf, but that's not like the leaf from Lothlorien. That's not like the same leaf that they gave the Fellowship. So
No, but see, okay, Celeborn and Galadriel, they helped establish Eregion first, and then they moved into the Anduin and settled into Lothlorien.
yes.
So, but like I said, they were all kind of, when they moved into that area, they were all kind of related. They were all, I mean, come on, they're elves, so they can do that. Their gene pool is pure. So I'm just, like I said, trying to figure out where the hell he would fit in to all that. And I'm kind of drawing a blank, y'all. I don't know. And it's got nothing to do with his skin color, with as far as him being, being a black elf or actor. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just, it was Tolkien's mythology, and he had very specific looks for his elves and his dwarves and his humans. And I don't know. I can't think of how what they're going to, you know what? They're probably not even going to address it. They're probably just going to be like, look, here it is.
No.
Suck it up. This is the way it is.
Yeah. They're basically just throwing it out there. I think just, I have no problem with them having, people of different races, or not race,
Right.
but in the story. But the way they're going about it online, they're trolling people with it now. They're trolling.
Yeah.
And Adega Outlaw says, Arwen, you are approaching the lore with logic. Ditch all you know of the lore. Scramble your reason. Then you might make sense of what you're seeing.
I'm trying, Adega. I'm trying. But see, I've just started to really kind of dive deep into these backstories. And so a lot of that is fresh on my brain. And I see this, and it's not computing, and it's making me angry. It's actually frustrating me, because I'm like, I like to see where things fit into the stories. I like to understand, especially with Lord of the Rings, because there's so much. There's a freaking history. And
rich history too.
Okay, who the hell is this?
That's Elrond.
Okay.
That's
No, it's
Yes, yes. No, he is. That's Elrond. I'm not shitting you.
Sorry.
Kind of looks like Sparkle Bat.
That's Elrond. Okay, I love his GQ smooth, short feathered hair. All right, you go, Elrond.
This really looks like the guy from the opening of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings that's like, they kind of hide and leading that elven army into battle. This is the guy. This is that guy.
Cast it into the fire. No.
Destroy it.
Isildur.
Yeah,
No.
this is him.
It does look like Doogie Howser.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was just thinking that. It does. It looks like a souped-up Doogie Howser, and now I will never unsee it.
You cannot be the elf that is leading this army. I'm telling you, sir, I went to the Dr. Elf Academy for 5 years and got my doctorate in elven warfare. I assure you.
I had slated back to the second age. No. Wow, they missed the mark on that one.
Oh, but yeah, that's there. There you go. That's Elrond of Rivendell.
My God, the elf wearing the Ent armor looks more like an elf than this dude. No, that is Elrond. God no.
That is Elrond. That is Elrond.
I never would have guessed that.
Hello there. And the elf chick just walks away. It's just like, yeah, no, turns from the bar. I swear one day I'll have a beautiful daughter and you'll be upset you didn't have sex with me.
Yeah,
Oh
Arwen and her twin brothers are they're the elven milkman's children, not this guy. No, sure, dear, they're yours. I promise.
UPS Elven delivery. I've been feeling fine, baby. Da-da-da-da. Oh. Hello. Let me deliver your package.
To me. You will respect me.
I can't.
I've got a package here for Mrs. Elrond. Uh-huh. Come in.
Want to see my lembas bread?
And more lambus bread.
Respect my authority.
Oh my God.
Oh God. No. I'm sorry, y'all. Just fucking no.
I have a note from my mom that says you should respect me. Oh, thank you, Dean. Oh, thank you.
I did. I needed it. I need this good belly laugh, y'all. This is just insanity.
Every episode will end with Doogie Elrond writing what lesson he learned down on a scroll. Oh.
I'm dead.
Delivery elf has a dick in a box for Mrs. Elrond. He's an angry elf.
There's no way that this sired the twins in Arwen. Nope. Sorry.
Loki, you and Arwen jest, but perhaps that might be closer to the truth than you realize. They did hire intimacy coaches after all. Well, of course, just look at this guy.
God. Oh my God. We gave him an idea.
He would probably melt if you hollered at him. Goes into battle and everybody screams at him from the other side and he just melts down into a puddle.
He turns into starlight. Poof,
all right, well, that was Elrond.
Okay.
Hey, baby. Hey,
what the
baby.
hell?
I think she's one of the women that work in the field. So what we're gonna get is we're gonna get the elf we had in that with the wooden armor.
Okay.
We're gonna get him going after, I'm guessing, a mortal woman here. And he's gonna have a peaceful name like Calm water. Hello, calm water. Hello, my lady.
Hello, my name is Safe. My name is Safe Space.
Calm waters. Because you have to have a strong black man that has a non-threatening, calming name. That is the way of the 2020s. I learned that watching Batwoman. Because the other guy, the guy in Batwoman, it's Ocean.
Ocean, yeah. Ocean. Calm water.
Calm water, Ocean.
It looks like for her, they raided Daenerys's old wardrobe from Game of Thrones and dyed it blue. There we go.
Yep. And she's gonna rise up. She will rise up to free her whammon women that work out in the fields.
Yep.
Strong women that work out in the fields, and they're gonna go and they're gonna fight in the battle of the Second Age.
I hear they're not going to have hobbits per se in this. There's going to be no hobbits. They're just going to have kind of like what they call the hairy foot or something like that.
The Harfoot?
Harfoots, yeah.
Yeah, Harfoots.
Well.
Let me trash your harvest, young human.
What is your name, gentle stream?
I will help plow your field.
Gentle stream.
I will dangle my worm in your waters.
Oh my God, Bob. I can't.
Have you never experienced the healing power of the elven rod?
Oh my God, y'all are tripping me out. I'm coming off this NyQuil high, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Did Loki just say elven rod?
I can't. Again, if I was just going through, because I go through shit and I look for references for artwork or stuff for my desktop wallpaper or whatever, and sometimes I just want to look at some elves. So I just kind of go through stuff like that. If I passed this would never ever say to me Lord of the Rings. Not once.
I shall dock my elven dinghy in your harbor. Let my boat make waves in your human pond.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Well,
hey,
what
baby,
can I say?
Pluto? That's messed up. Oh God. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Is that Elrond again?
That's Elrond, and I'm 99% sure that's not Cat Blanchett's fucking. I can't talk.
Is that supposed to be Galadriel?
That's not Kate Blanchett's Galadriel.
No.
I'm pretty sure that's Elrond and not Kate Blanchett's Galadriel.
Getting so chummy. Why are they getting so chummy? I mean, I don't know about that.
So Galadriel wasn't at the second battle, or the battle of the Second Age. She didn't go into Mordor and fight Sauron, the Deceiver, and she didn't cut the ring from Sauron's hand. I'm sure that's what they want to happen now that they are rewriting history and removing people. Yeah, I know, Cat Blanchett. I couldn't say it. I was laughing too hard. I'm sorry. Kate Blanchett.
Well, now, when she get to Lothlorien, didn't she kind of park her ass there for a really long time?
Yep. She did.
Yep.
She's the reason why those trees. Okay, here's the deal. Once she got to Lothlorien and then she started giving the same water she pours in the Truth Bowl. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's too early for this shit.
Her mirror?
Yeah. The same water, that same water is the reason why those trees are as big as they fucking are in Lothlorien.
The big Malorn trees you're talking about, right?
Yes, that is because she watered them with that water. Once they leave, all those trees die. They can't sustain themselves because she's not giving them that water. She walks through that forest and gives them that water. And one of the really cool things about all that is, and that's why they got so big, is that Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings takes a acorn from that forest and buries that acorn in Hobbiton. And hundreds of years later, after Aragorn dies, Arwen goes walking.
Yeah.
She just goes walking because that's what Elrond saw her destined to do, is to forever walk and mourn the death of her love.
Mm-hmm.
And she
She
gets
went
to
on
Hobbiton
permanent walkabout.
and finds that tree, and that tree leads her to the Undying Lands. That elven tree, that elven fucking tree that Samwise Gamgee buried the acorn for in Hobbiton. That's the only tree from Lothlorien that is left in Middle Earth. Arwen finds that tree, and that tree leads her to the Undying Lands. She gets to go and live with her people. That's one of those like buried stories of all that. So,
and they're going to have her put on armor and go, and I guess, I mean, you see her in armor.
Yeah. Here, just let me.
Oh, God,
fast forward.
Just because.
Oh, Jesus, God, help me. Okay, that is definitely a borrowed costume from oh hell, what the hell was that movie? Again with Cate Blanchett. The second Elizabeth movie.
Oh yeah.
About Queen Elizabeth. See, Galadriel was not a ground warrior like that. She wasn't a Gropo. She wasn't.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, she wasn't.
That was never her call in life, if you will. That's never what she did.
No.
And this just
looks like rejected armor for The Witcher. Yeah, it does.
It doesn't
really
fit.
does.
These stills don't fill me with hope. Let's just put it that way. They do not fill me with hope.
It doesn't fit this series at all.
Yeah, Mark says she was a magic user, and she was a ring bearer too.
Yes.
She wore Ninya. She had that ring, and no. I hate
Galadriel should always be stunning, but women can't be stunning anymore. They have to be stunning and brave. Okay, so there is, I told this story to Arwen and Daybob before we went live. This is the story they gave of the scene where she takes up arms and armor to go fight for her people. She says, "I will not stand idly by as the world is brought under his thumb. I will take the ring, but instead I will don armor and weapon and go forth and fight the terrors of Mordor." And the entire production team was like, "Oh my God, yes. Yes, Queen. Oh my God, it's so powerful. Yes, stunning Queen. And brave. Yes, Queen. Yes."
I guess she left Celeborn at home. She said, "Honey, I'll take care of this. You sit by the fire. Knit me something pretty, Celeborn. Knit me something pretty."
And Mark, she looks like Brienne of Tarth. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought of.
Yep.
That's the first thing I thought of.
You're absolutely now I can't. That's never
she's gonna go. This is the way it's gonna work. She's gonna go and she's gonna be a boy. She was a boy before she ever was elegant.
If you can't knit me something in yarn, bang me something out in iron.
And she's gonna have to sacrifice her manly whammon power, her man wham power, and become Galadriel again, because she's gonna have to sacrifice all that man wham power she's got to go back to being Galadriel for her people. They'll give you some sad ass fucking story why she can't be a man anymore.
Yep, she is definitely a magic user and not a sword master or a knight.
Well, and I mean this all it's in all seriousness, but I'm surprised they didn't cut her hair. I really am, because usually that is the first thing to go. But if they did that, the only thing I can think of is that if they did that, you wouldn't know who the hell she was.
Yeah.
You think she was Joan of Arc or,
you know, do.
I mean, it's just like, what?
Mark put it, yes, absolutely. The armor doesn't allow her to fire a bow. Who designed this costume? All elves are archers primarily. Every elf a rifleman. That's the way you've got to look at it. Every single elf is like a rifleman when it comes to a bow and arrow. It's like the Marine Corps. They're all members of the Marine Corps. Every Marine a rifleman. Every elf a bowman. Yes.
Oh no, Saj. Shave half of her head.
I'm convinced that's the only reason they didn't do that. Or people would be like, wait, who is this? And God, I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is just not computing this. And it's not that difficult. My God, you can read 15 minutes of talking about the elves and know this is not Galadriel.
Pat S., that's some shapely armor. Oh my.
Yeah, Galadriel is Arwen's grandmother.
Don't say that twice, Arwen. She might have to have half her head shaved come next season. Chris Persia and Nadega right after him. She's going to have to shave her head after a close call in the first battle. Joan of Middle Earth. Galadriel's Arwen's grandmother, yes.
Joan of Middle Earth.
And Dean Krantz here with a very, very good point. Speaking as a student of history, the women of Sparta were venerated for two reasons. One, bearing children. Only women, Spartan women, could bear Spartan warriors. That's it. Only Spartan women could give birth to Spartan warriors. Two, protecting those children when the men were at war. Not only that, Dean, but the women owned everything.
Yep.
Men didn't own anything. Men went to war and they ran the Senate. Women owned everything. Women ran the shops. Women were in charge of all of that. They did all of that. They owned everything. Men didn't own shit besides their shield and their spear when they went to war.
And that sounds like a pretty good match. The way they did things. Oh God, no.
Cheap version of Xena.
Please don't cut her hair. Oh my God.
So let's see what else we got here.
Okay.
I know we got more that I skipped.
God, I just hate that so much.
Waiting for her dark ocean, her dark calm ocean to return.
For calm waters.
Calm waters.
Waiting for the worm.
Oh my God, you're not too far off from that. Game of Thrones. Who was it? Wormtail or Wormtongue or whatever the hell he was. Worm something. Worm me. And what's her face? You know, had that thing. That's kind of what it's making me think of.
I hate to
What
say
the
it.
hell?
I never watched a single episode of God either.
What the hell? What?
I'm
wings? What's going on?
Those are from the oh my God, I can't pick the moose. The moose.
Giant mooses.
The giant mooses.
Okay, because I couldn't tell what the hell those were.
You weren't talking about Wormtongue. You were talking about Littlefinger.
No. The soldier dude. When
Grey
Daenerys
Worm?
Grey Worm. Thank you,
Grey
Grey
Worm.
Worm. Yes,
Grey
they're all running
Worm.
together.
I read it in the chat. I had no idea.
Thank you,
God,
Grey
for a
Worm and
moment,
Sunday.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting when I saw the picture of the elf and his mortal maiden. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he was. They.
Yes,
Yes.
he was.
Whoosh,
Yes, he was.
whoosh, whoosh.
But maybe Calm Waters is a little luckier than Grey Worm.
God help him.
But it's the same vibe in those pictures.
In the Battle of Dol Guldur, she was one of the commanders.
Oh my god. Oh.
From 6.
Okay.
Why would you wear those? That's got a killer on your back. I'm just saying, it's got to be a bitch going around corners. How do you walk through hallways? You just sideways, side to side.
You get anything done. That would be a pain.
Get down low.
The only thing I could think of is if you were in tall grass, you would be disguised. They would think you were some animal coming through there.
Yeah.
That or they think they can fly.
Well, that's what I first thought when I saw it. I'm like, are those supposed to be wings? What are we doing here? And
No,
see,
I knew those were, the horns or the antlers of a giant moose, but still, jeez.
There was a whole nother battle going on that you don't know about that happens with the dwarves in the Lonely Mountain, the goblins and the orcs. There's a whole nother battle going on, which was the reason why to Gandalf it was so important to get the Lonely Mountain back, because it would have, if the orcs and goblins had taken the Lonely Mountain, then Gondor would have been attacked again from a whole nother angle. There would have been even another army coming to Gondor to fight during the Battle of the White City. So the dwarves held that army at the Lonely Mountain, and the elves fought there too. So you've got a battle that's going on near the Lonely Mountain in that area of Middle Earth between the elves, the dwarves, and the goblins and orcs. And the dwarves and the elves are actually fighting together. They're actually fighting side by side in those battles.
Yeah.
So they bury their issues and work together to hold that army, because if they don't and that army takes, then they're going to go into Mirkwood and they're going to hit Gondor from a whole nother direction.
Yeah.
All the shit was going down. It's not something that, like, a lot of people. That's
Azarine Pass.
Yeah. But I don't. That has nothing to do with this picture. I don't know why the hell these dudes are. I honestly don't. If it's something I've forgotten. So who is this? Is this a seal door? Is that what we've got here? Is this a seal door?
You might be right. You might be right. I would say, I mean, I could see that. He looks kind of Gondorian.
It could be.
What is he doing?
He's holding.
And why is he in a little hut? What is that?
And this may be the betrayer. There's a there is a commander of God, what is this city called? Someone please remind me. It's too early for Lord of the Rings city names.
Chris says he thinks it's Isildur.
A seal door? Okay.
Yeah, Isildur.
I know they're gonna have the the guy that betrays the Numenorians, who used to be a Numenorian. Here's a big fact. Does anybody remember in the unedited version of Lord of the Rings, the mouth of Sauron?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that's like, oh, look, I had the little hobbit shirt. Ha ha. That's a Numenorian.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is.
That is a twisted, changed Numenorian that is working for Sauron because there were Numenorians that went over to the other side.
Yeah.
So this may be one of them. It may be a Isildur. I don't know. We don't know yet. But
he does look a little bit like what's his face? Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
He looks a little like that. Ugh.
They could have done so much with this series. I don't think they're going to come close to hitting the mark that they could. Especially because it is very much about diversity and inclusion.
Now,
it is very much about diversity and inclusion.
Are they going to go back and show when Sauron actually, got with the elves? And because I forget his name, I'm just like drawing a blank, and my computer is chugging.
You mean the guy who made the rings?
Yeah,
Celebrimbor.
Thank you. Are they going to show all that? Or is this like, well, we're just going to, because to me, that would be fascinating to see how because, he was a creature of light. Sauron was just a creature of light. He presented and they just thought he was wonderful and blah, blah, blah. And then
he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be. He's like Gandalf. See, they put restrictions on the wizards. Like Gandalf could not fight Sauron in direct combat. And the reason why is the wizards could not directly influence the path of Middle-earth. So what Gandalf had to do was get people to do it for him. He had to rally people. He couldn't go in directly. You can't, it's like moving a river. Gandalf couldn't move the river, but he could have people move the river for him.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. And the reason why is because Sauron did not have that basically clause in his contract when he was sent to Middle-earth.
Yeah.
He wasn't handcuffed like that. The reason why they handcuffed the wizards was because of what happened with Sauron. So Sauron starts looking at Mordor and Morgoth and starts tapping into all that dark power, but he was supposed to be a good guy. He literally is like the Lucifer of the story.
Yes. Yes. And
Gandalf's like Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, really he is. And I read somewhere where God, it was on Twitter one time, and y'all know how that goes, and how they hope that they show a different side of Sauron, and how maybe he was really a good guy, but just kind of got a little twisted, but we need to see his story. And I'm like, his story where he took the what did you say, what's his name again, the one who made the ring?
Celebrimbor.
Okay. Yeah, where he makes elven rings and then sends them off, and Sauron finds out about it and then goes down there and tortures his ass and then impales him on a fucking spike.
And his family.
Hello, and parades him around, and then
his wife and kids.
That's Sauron. That misunderstood Sauron.
I believe he had a wife and a daughter. Celebrimbor had a wife and a daughter. Sauron tortures them and kills them in front of Celebrimbor to get Celebrimbor to talk about the three that he made and where they are at, because Sauron can't see them.
He was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, we want to know his sensitive side, his calm waters side. I don't think so.
The reason why they are not including, and Celebrimbor is not going to be in this. And the reason why they are not including that is because people think that Sauron made all the rings.
Yeah.
A large amount of people think, oh, well, Sauron made the rings. No, he did not. He made the one ring. That is the only ring he made. He touched the rings made for humans, which they weren't made for humans, and the dwarven rings, and those rings weren't made for dwarves. All the rings were made for elves. All the rings were made to be given to the elves. That way, when Sauron put on his ring, he could take control of and influence the elves that had received rings, and he would dominate them and take over the elves. And that way, his biggest enemy, the elves, are out, they're off the board. He owns Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop him. That was the plan. Celebrimbor made 3 rings specifically for the head of the elves, for each faction of the elves. Those 3, when Sauron put on his ring, he could feel them, and they knew what he had done. As soon as Sauron slipped on that ring, the 3 immediately saw Sauron and knew what he had become and knew they had been betrayed. And that fucking pissed him off that 3 were made without his influence.
Yeah.
That is literally what started the War of the Second Age, was him slipping on that ring and going, you son of a bitch. So then Sauron goes and gets Celebrimbor and Celebrimbor's family and tortures his family to death in front of him. And he still doesn't tell him who has the rings. And then he tortures Celebrimbor. He's like, well, if you won't tell me what I'm torturing your family, I'll just torture you. And then he tortures him to death and impales him on a spike. And like Arwen said, parades him around.
Doesn't
like,
sound lovely?
This is what you get when you go against me.
What a lovely fellow.
And that's why Galadriel can wear Ninya and not be influenced by it, because it was given to her without that influence. That's why she can be that ring bearer and still wear it and kind of keep tabs on what's going on, but not have that evil, that, not evil. I mean, yeah, it is evil, but what is the word? That kind of seductive mindfuck that Sauron can do. Yeah, he's such a good guy, so misunderstood.
Yeah. Let's
no.
make the baddies relatable. Because it's being written by people who are nasty, nasty fucking people. And they want you to relate. Tolkien wasn't like that. Tolkien is Frodo. If you want to really get down to it, Tolkien is Frodo. Tolkien is Bilbo. After the World War, that fellowship, that is what he felt from him and his brothers. And there were people that didn't make it. People that should have made it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, out of all, as beautiful as Middle Earth is, and as much as he describes it, and as much as we see it play out in the films, which, let's face it, New Zealand is Middle Earth. I mean, the way they use that countryside and everything to just exemplify this world. The Shire was Tolkien's home. The Shire was England. The Shire was what he felt was the best out of life.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right. He was a hobbit.
And the scene you see, and this is the beauty of what Peter Jackson did at the end of the trilogy. When they go to the bar and it's the Green Dragon, right?
Yes.
And they're just kind of like sitting there and they're looking at each other. This is all we wanted, and now it doesn't feel right. It's different. Yeah. Nothing's the same. This is all we wanted, was to be back at the Green Dragon, drinking, laughing, smoking, jumping up on tables, Merry and Pippin singing and dancing, and they don't do that. They just kind of sit there and they take it in because things are different now.
Yeah. They've seen too much.
Yeah, they've seen too much of real life.
Tolkien was a vet.
Yeah. Soldiers are always the ones that come back broken. I mean,
Mr. Tickle Trunk with a $5 Canadian super chat. You guys don't get it. Sauron's mother was killed by Dalmatians, and he's carried that pain throughout his entire life. Thank you so very much, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for that $5 Canadian super chat and that laugh. You guys keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright. I almost said the fires of Mordor.
Why not?
This one's just for you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Absolutely. And Dean Krantz, if you think about Bilbo's book title, There and Back Again, compare that to the title of Audie Murphy's biography title, To Hell and Back. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
And yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
You think
well,
him and his buddies really did think we're going on an adventure. We're going off and we're going to go on an adventure, and that's not the reality of it. It's not the reality of where Tolkien went and what he did. And I think that's kind of what a lot of that is about, is we thought we were going on an adventure and we came back hardened veterans.
That's what most young men think when they go into a war and into battle. They think they're on an adventure, and they find out what the horror of it is, and it forever changes them.
it's that loss of innocence combined with a coming of age. It's really what it is. And that's what the Lord of the Rings is. It's a loss of that, hey, we're going to party at the Green Dragon. Hey, y'all, comes in pints, to what the world is really about and how that changes you. And that's why everyone can relate to that story, because we all have our own adventure story that we go through that changes us, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But that's life, and that's everyone can see themselves in some little bit and relate to that. Oh God.
Who else can see Elrond here wagging his eyebrows going, hey, ladies, do you want to see my elven rod? And then getting hit, slapped in the face, all for this guy right here to walk up and, do you want to explore my calm waters, ladies? I've been feeling fine, baby. Dun, dun, dun.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Ow! Let's get it on.
Where's my magic marker?
Somebody give this lady some fucking Head and Shoulders fucking shampoo. Please. This is no way to be on a poster for Lord of the Rings.
And wash his damn hands. My God.
Yeah, wash your damn hands.
Yeah. I don't know where that hand's been, but it doesn't look clean.
So, thank you all so very much for being here today. We'll be back later tonight with Mexican Iron Man on our Friday Night Late Show, but I want to say a big thank you to the lovely lady, Arwen Avalon, for being here today.
Yes,
thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Arwen.
Yes, thank you, because I was telling Loki before you even got there, man, I'm not going to have a whole lot to say about this.
And that was a seal door. Let me get back to that picture real quick before we get out of here. This is a seal door.
Okay. I mean, I can see that. They cast him well. Now, we don't know what he sounds like. He comes out like Hank Carroll.
You know what's going to screw me up? I read this book when I was in my teens, and every name I have in my head doesn't sound like any of the stuff y'all are saying. It's just the pronunciation in my head ain't what's real.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't know. Where is it?
We don't know.
Don't know.
We don't know. Big thank you to Dave Bob, my co-host on Week in Review. We went mainly Lord of the Rings today, but you know what? That's just how it works sometimes. So thank you, Dave Bob, for being here. Thank you, Arwen, for being here. Everyone out there in chat, thank you. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us all week long. Thank you for being here on Friday. Be great. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter, unless you're watching fucking Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Then be like, we'll catch you guys later. Have a great one, everybody. Oh, and if you aren't subscribed to Arwen Avalon, get your ass over. What are you doing? Get your ass over and subscribe to Arwen Avalon. She's got a kick-ass channel, and she's doing Bubba Babes with Darth Arlene. So go watch, subscribe, ring that bell. Thank you. Later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Friday. Yeah.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
Someone give the Black Dwarf